Welcome everyone back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've never been here before, welcome back. We're debating on changing my name from the Reading Writing Quarter to something else. So if you want to give an input into it, you can go ahead and do so. If you want to give me an idea of what my name could be, like Leanne Reads, Leanne this, Leanne that, whatever. Just whatever you want. Just let me know. We're probably going to change it in May. It's going to be a year mark there. So I'm going to stop saying the intro for that. What I'm doing, so that way people don't get confused later on down the road. But of course, if you can see that it's changed, what I used to say is not what I say now, you know, kind of deal things. Anyways, this is the non-spoiler part of the review for one of the last play in this. Yeah, sorry. There's light coming from somewhere, I don't know. It's just like blurring out there for you can't see anything. The House of Sugawara, or Sugawara Denju Tenari Kagami, which also is The Secret of Calligraphy, which I don't know what any of that translates to in any way, shape, or form. It's by Takeda Izumo, Miyoshi Soraku, and Namiki Senru. English translated by Louis M. Steed and Earl Ernst. Because, I mean, like, this is edited by Earl Ernst. I am Leanne. So, here we go. This is a standalone play, of course, obviously. But it is based on actual, real history. Which is pretty cool. And it's also a doll theater. It was where it first created. Minimalism was the forefront of it. Like, minimalist. Yeah. So, it's been, of course, put in for no plays, translated for no plays, and translated for kabuki plays, for people like that. But it's basically the first doll theater they did. And, it's... we'll get here. It'll explain in just a second. Okay, so I'm gonna read this play. I wanted to know what a doll theater play was all about, and it was in the book 3 Japanese play from the traditional theater. So that's why I got to read it, because I picked it up and I thought it was pretty cool that I had 3 different plays in it from long ago. Sorry. Okay, so the blurb that I could find, which is not the same as this, because this one here on the end says, particularly interesting is the doll theater, largely collected by the Western world and represented in this volume by the House of Sugawara. The doll plays are an important index to the social history of Japan, reflecting the customs and ideals of the common people through the highly developed art of puppetry. So, yes, that's what the back of this says for that. So the play, Sugawara Denju Tenari Kagami was originally written for the puppet theater Bunraku. That's the name of the puppet theater in Japanese, Bunraku, and staged for the first time in the 8th lunar month of 1746 in Osaka at the Takamotoza. It is based on the life of Sugawara no Michizane from 845 to 903, a renowned scholar who was promoted up to the prestigious rank of Udaijin, Right Minister, one of the 2 close advisors of the emperor. Falsely accused by Fujiwara no Shihei, the left minister of Sadaijin. If I'm butchering it, I apologize. Apologize if I'm butchering it. Of trying to hatch a plot with Prince Tokyo to seize the power. Sugawara no Michizane was exiled to Kyushu. He dedicated his last years in writing poems, expressing both his homesickness and his innocence. After his death, the emperor's residence was often struck by lightning, and people thought it was done by the vengeful spirit of Sugawara no Michizane. A shrine was built in Kyoto to appease the spirit. The Kitano Tenmangu and Sugawara no Michizane was revered as the god of calligraphy. In the play, Sugawara no Michizane is called Kan Sojo, which is weird because in mine he's just called Sugawara no Michizune in this translated work. So I don't know. I don't understand it. It was therefore decided to make use. Oh. So 3 triplets had been born, and it was extraordinary. So they decide. So the person who wrote this, the people who wrote this decided to use the birth of 3 triplets who made a lot of spectacular around the world, and well, around Japan, in the new production, and thus it was that Matsuo Maru, Umeo Maru, and Sakura Maru came into being. For the purpose of the story, the triplets are the sons of Sugawara's retainer, Shiratayu. When they were born, Sugawara stood sponsor to all 3, named them after the trees he loved best: Matsu, pine; Ume, plume; and Sakura, cherry. On the father's retirement, Umeo Maru took his place as Sugawara's personal retainer. At the same time, his 2 older brothers were found equally worthy of employment. One was the retainer of Prince Tokyo, and the other in the household of Sugawara's colleague, Fujiwara no Shihei. When Shihei's jealousy brought out about Sugawara's downfall, the triplets became the victims of divided loyalties. So basically, that's what the play is about. The downfall of the Sugawara household and the divided loyalties of the 3 brothers based off the 3 trees that Sugawara loved. There's actually a story about Sugawara's trees that he had in his garden. Well, 2 of them went to him, and at first, and the 3rd one was stoic and not moving, but then it did. So it's a weird thing. So where Michizane was betrayed, his son is on the run. Umea Maru, Sakura Maru, and Matsuo Maru are now center stage. Each is loyal to someone different. Each put to the test with their loyalty to their father, Shirataru. What will happen? So the genre is considered, I would consider it historical fiction, Bunraku, because that's what it is. It's historical, but it's got a lot of fiction in it. There's a lot of stuff in it that didn't actually happen. And it's Bunraku. It is a my experience. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was one of the longer plays I've read. So yeah, I enjoyed the longevity of the play. Which character do I like the most? None of them, because I am not from Japan and I am not a samurai or have anything to do with the past. I'm the present person. Okay. 20th century. Leave me alone. Promise. What secondary character stood out the most? Matsumaru. Now I'm changing up the format of this whole review thing, and you'll see down below what type of format I'm changing it to. I've looked at a few things up here in this part because I figure I just don't like the rigidity of it, so I got rid of it. So should you go and read this story/series if you're interested in a retelling of the House of Sugawara Fell with fiction mixed into it, then yes. If you enjoy doll theater, Bunraku, and place, then yes, read it. I'll say read it. So if you want to vamoose before you are spoiled, please drop a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription before you do. Bye. So the characters you have Shirumato and Kuramato. They're princes. Not princes. They were servants. Lowly servants. They were getting drunk. I don't really know who the hell they served. I think they served Prince Tokyo. I'm not really sure if they did or not because it's not explicitly said in this. So they're just in the beginning scenes and never seen again. Getting drunk. They're told to go buzz off and do something else, and that's what they do, and you just never come back because they don't come buzzing back. Sakura Maru is one of the brothers. I think he's not the loyal retainer. He's actually works for Prince Tokyo, and Prince Tokyo knows that he knows that Prince Tokyo is in love with Princess Karia, and they want to have some alone time because it's very hard to court without your father's approval, for one thing, and for another thing, with the way Fujiwara is trying to make an enemy of the Sugawara family. Kind of hard for Princess Hirara, who is the adopted daughter of the Sugawara family, to meet with her lover. Okay, but they do, and they're in a carriage, and then they disappear from the carriage because they're causing trouble for Sugawara. As Miyoshi no Kiyosura, the follower of Fujiwara, he attempted to catch Tokio and Karaio in the act of love, accusing Sugawara of trying to seize power to the throne. But they disappear from the carriage to prevent that from happening, even though he still accuses the family of trying to seize control. I don't understand why. Oh wait, I do know why. Because Fujiwara wanted us to be the most powerful house besides the emperor, and the only way to do that was to continue marrying continue marrying the Fujiwara family into the emperor's family and also into other places of the area. And he knew that if he didn't oust Sugawara could potentially do the same thing that he was doing, trying to seize power. And he didn't want that to happen. So he did everything he could to stop it. And then there's a shift to Sugawara's household, right before he's arrested. And I didn't realize that edited by was gone. That is terrible. But then again, it's an old book. Okay, back to what I was saying. So that we're shifted back to seeing the house of Sugawara. So you have Katsuno, and Koshiji. They're servants of Sugawara, and they don't like serving one of his students, which I get. He's a lazy slime ball of a student, and he thinks that he's the best thing in the entire world. And his name is Mario. Mario is a student of calligraphy to Sugawara and wants a secret passed to him. As the emperor said, "Hey, Sugawara, you need to pass on your secret of your calligraphy to one of your students, and you need to do so almost immediately because, you know, things are happening and you just need to pass it on because it can't be lost." So he's trying to find that. And Mariano, who thinks he's the best of the best and will be the one chosen to take it on, is being a slime ball to the servants of his master, thinking he can get away with his slime balliness. Which, of course, basically he sort of does, but sort of doesn't, because the lady, Sono Sugawara, wife to Sugawara, kind of stops him. Okay? Kind of stops him. So, there's that. Okay. Then you meet, of course, Kan Shusai, which is the son of Sugawara. I don't know why he had a weird name. He gets rescued by... Was it? Oh, Umeomaru. Umeomaru rescues him because he's like, I can do whatever I want. There's nothing binding me down to helping. And then he spirits him away to the Takabe's house, which was one of Sugawara's students that got banished and chose to take on the secret of the calligraphy because he was the best student before his banishment. And it was all because he married Tonami, who was a servant of the house. So they were both banished from it. And there he lived a nice, normal life. You know, just chilling, just chilling out and being raised. And then Umeomaru and his wife come along and say, his wife comes along, drops off right? Is it? I don't know. Yeah, drops off Chiyo, wife of Matsumaru, drops off her son, Hotaru, who has orders to sacrifice his life in order to save Kan Shusai's life, because they knew it was eventually going to be depicted that he had to die. And they're like, son, you have to honor our family, honor our service to the Sugawara family by sacrificing yourself and saving Kan Shusai. I mean, he does it, but still, you know, like, man, the pressures of a kid. You're gonna sacrifice yourself for some stranger that you don't even know? Takabe Genzo, as I said, was a student of Sugawara that was banished, and his wife Tanami. Sugawara Michizune, he is the calligraphy master that was to be promoted to the prestigious rank of Right Minister. And that's when he got accused of seizing power and banished to Kyushu to live out his days by himself. So, Arajima Chikara, retainer to Miyoshi, is in charge of the guards to stop people from leaving the house of Sugawara after they lock him in, saying you can't leave until you're being banished. Yeah, that was his main plot ploy. You learn that the woman Kakuju is the mother of Princess Kariyu, and she has another daughter called Tatsuta. Both of them love their father and want to sneak. Well, no. Tatsuta wants to sneak her sister Kariyo into the room where Sugawara is being staying until his banishment, to speak to her father for the last time, the man that raised her, you know. And she gets in trouble, one with her sister, by their mother Kakuju, as they get spotted. Tatsuta overhears her husband and father-in-law plotting to kill Sugawara, confronts them on it, and her husband kills her and then hides her body in a pond and thinks nobody will find her. If you ask me, that's just terrible. That's terrible. No, just plain old terrible. So Sukune Taru is the husband to Tatsuta. He and his father hatched a plan to kill Sugawara. He kills his wife and has his wife's body in the pond. Yeah, he's a terrible person. And he doesn't even feel guilty about it. He's like, just shut up. I didn't want you to say anything. But he dies by Kakuju, who learns that he's the one who murdered her daughter. Yeah. Shame. And the one to find the body, and being accused of being the one to plant the body there and pretend like he just found it, even though he did literally just find it because he followed the blood, was Takunai, who is a servant within Kakuju's house. I'm butchering all these names and I apologize. Anyways, yeah, butchering them. Hangandai Terukuni is the one who was sent to take Sugawara into exile. When he arrives, he's told that Sugawara is already gone, but then he's back. And they're like, what? He left, but he's not left. And then the person who took him, who was supposed to be the escort for Sugawara, pretending to be with Terukuni, Yatoji comes back saying, we don't have Sugawara, where is he? Like, whoopsie. He kills Hajino Hyoi, the father to Sakuna, for trying to take the person he's supposed to escort to exile and kill him. And also for the murder of his daughter-in-law. Because, like, I mean, like, what do you think? What do you expect? You were going to be murdered, okay? You were going to be murdered for that. You were just going to be downright struck down. Okay? So, there's that. Then we shift. After all of that happens, then we shift one last time. The final acting scene. We meet Shirodayu of Satamaru, the older tanner to Sugawara. He had 3 sons, a pine, a plum, and a sakura that his children were named after. Well, he had 3 trees. And that's why his sons are named after, even though they're Sugawara's trees in real life. Haru is the wife of Umimaru, and Chiyo, along with Yai, who is the wife of Sakuramaru, all show up at their father-in-law's house to celebrate their father-in-law's birthday, and they gotta wait. They gotta wait, okay? They gotta wait for their husbands to show up, not knowing that Sakuramaru is already there. Sakuramaru asks for his death from his father. He's saying, I have failed Prince Tokio, and I have failed Princess Kario. I have failed the Sugawara household. I wish for death. So his father grants it. Matsumaru, who works for Shihei, he sacrifices his son to protect the Sugawara's son, and then he goes up to his father and he goes, I wish for banishment. I wish to be banished from the family. I don't want to bring more and more dishonor to my family. I wish for you to banish me. And then Umemaru, he asks for travel. To travel the world. And I guess he's doing it just to be free from all of the stress and stuff that happens, because he's no longer having anyone to serve. Because he no longer has a master. You know. Not all the really important people besides Fujiwara no Shihei. He was falsely accusing Sugawara of hatching a plot with the prince to seize power, even though he was the one that was hatching a plot by marrying his family into the empire's family. You know, that's all. So my favorite character was actually Kan Shuhei, because he felt that he should have died in the place of Kotaro, and innocent child, and all of it. It was like, that child didn't have to die. I could have just died. And my camera keeps on focusing. I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm not sure if I got an autofocus going on or not, but whatever. I apologize if it keeps focusing in and out. Not sure how to prevent that from happening. My most disliked character was one you didn't even get to see, because he never actually appeared in the play. It was just talked about, and his plot was just thrown out there, and that's Fujiwara Shihei. I don't like him. He is just like trash, and you don't even show up in the play. You're trash. Okay? Trash. What stood out and memorable was to letting people go to prevent their power from waning, because Fujiwara did a whole bunch of stuff, and including trying to kill off a innocent child, just to make sure his power, his family power, doesn't wane. And in the end, it wanes anyways. It does disappear eventually, and it's no longer powerful. And it's all because they think the Fujiwara is cursed because of the Sugawara's death, banishment, and eventual death, and all that stuff. So yeah, there's that. My favorite passage from the play is "Loathsome as you are, this death exceeds my revenge. This is the blade that cut off my daughter's life. Now blade, cut off my white hair, symbol of earthly sins." So that is Kakuju right after she kills Tsukene, her son-in-law, for murdering her daughter. And then my favorite quote, "Had I known this, I would never have let it happen. There is too much sorrow." And that's Kan Shuhei saying that there's too much sorrow and death, because now Chiho and Matsumaru don't have a child anymore because he's dead. You know, you had Takabe Genzu cut off his head. He's dead. Matsumaru had to open a box and look at his own dead son's head and say it wasn't. What I thought about the ending of the play was sadness. A child that had nothing to do with any of it was killed in order to save another child. What a terrible tragedy. What play did it remind me of? Nothing, as I have never seen or read another doll theater play. Bunraku. All three plays I did read were all sad tragedies. Sad. Sad. This play, as you know, is a standalone. It has not been enacted with all 10 acts since 1966. time. That's almost 100 years. Almost 100 years. And this book's almost 100 years old. This book is almost 100 years old. The light has been done since almost 100 years. I mean, like 30 more years. 31 more years. 31 more years. Okay? And this is 30 years. Well, 25. I rate this a 3 because it was a sad trilogy. Where are all the happy plays? The play was alright in my opinion. I mean, it was sad. Lots of death. I mean, not a lot of deaths, but a lot of sadness. I mean, like 2 people died in this. But still, it was just a lot of bad juju going around. And I can't believe it was based off from bad juju that happened in the past. So, well, that's about all I can say. I do like the way that they had a lot of chorus in there and songs that to explain things. So it wasn't all just talking. There was like choruses like trembling with fear and anxiety, Genzo approaches the presence of his Lord, imparting the secret art of calligraphy is an act of divine grace, and the serenity of the study of Lord Sugawara is a fitting place for a sacred rite. Solemnly the Lord sits at a plain, unadorned desk, in a setting made holy by sacred declarations. Awed by the stately figure of his Lord, Genzo is tense with anxiety and reverence, waiting to be told the reason of his master's summons. So, there's broken up. I mean, that also happens in the No, because there's a lot of chorus there. And the only one that wasn't in, really, was Ben 10 play. That was actually, a play. So, I did like that little breakup. Made it easier. Although it never tells you who was the chorus. Was they all singing it? Was they all saying it? Or was it just people off in the background that was, speaking from back, projecting themselves? Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. So, if you think I deserve a like, comment, or even your lovely subscription, drop it down below, please. I will see you next solution.